Welcome to Milsurp Minutes. I'm Nick. Today we're going to be talking about the use and the history of the US M7 and M7/M9 leather shoulder holsters as it served in the US military as a holster for both the Colt Model 1911 style pistol here and the later M9 pistol. But before I show you all that and talk about the history of it, I'm going to show you how to put one of these dang things together. So, I'm going to bring the camera over here and I'm going to show you guys how to put it together. So first things first, let's say you maybe found one at the flea market or found one at a surplus store. Let's make sure you got all the parts to it. You need your holster, your shoulder pad, which this isn't absolutely necessary, but these would have come with them new when they were issued, unassembled. One snap hook, two buckles, two leather cords. However, on this one that I disassembled, they only had one leather cord and a soldier had fashioned the second cord out of a piece of 550 cord. And two straps. One should have this style, this pattern of perforation with the holes like that, whereas this one is just holes punched into it along the way. There are two ways to configure this. I'm going to show you first how to do it as just an over-the-shoulder holster, and then I'll show you how to use the secondary, do it with two straps and have the secondary strap as the support strap around the abdomen. So we've got our holster here, the main holster body. We're going to take our first strap, which is the one with all this additional perforation here, and you're going to feed it through the top D-ring until you get to here. This is where you get your fine-tune adjustment or your gross adjustment for how high this thing will sit on your chest when it's all complete and buckled up. So here we've gotten the first knot tied, and this first half of this strap is secured to the holster. I just kind of looped it around the front and then looped the laces of the cord back under itself like that. I've seen them tied differently. These things don't need to be super strong to hold it together. I have never seen a very elaborate knot used in any of these, but sometimes I've seen them double back over. The next thing we're going to do is add the shoulder pad. And you should do that by get that straight, lacing this strap through here and weaving it in. I don't think these are terribly important. This is the first time I've actually added this to mine. I just had an extra shoulder strap because I keep finding these along in my searches and my travels for military gear. So I pick them up whenever I do. And now the last piece we need to finish this in the first configuration is a buckle. This one's a metal one. I do have one of these holsters that does have a plastic buckle. I don't think it's a huge deal. It is what it is. Let me think here. I'm gonna get that fastened here. I re-threaded it all the way through the buckle there. We're gonna feed it through the lower D-ring. We're gonna pull it like so. Adjust it out a little bit. You're gonna have this one tab at the end with the one hole. You're gonna feed that through. Fit it over that peg on the buckle and then feed it over like that. And now we've done the first version of the holster, which is the simple, just over the shoulder method, and I'll show it to you here how that wears. So here I am wearing the M7 as an over the shoulder holster. You just have the one single strap, shoulder pad here, buckle at the back, and then I use the bottom strap to clip around my belt, and I've got my 1911 here in the holster. This would be used, if you need a shoulder holster, get issued a shoulder holster, and have access to a belt too. Now I'm going to show you how to add the additional strap, which you would use if you don't have a belt and you were wanting to secure this holster around your abdomen. Okay, so now we've got it complete as a over-the-shoulder holster. Now I'm going to add the second strap and the second buckle and the snap hook and make this so this strap will wrap around your abdomen and clip in at this D-ring here. And to start, we're going to have it where the leather faces the same direction as the other one, or the grain of it. And we're going to tie it around like so, facing in this direction away, so it'll wrap around your body and clip in on the other side. So now that we've retied the new strap, what we're going to do is go down to the end and we're going to feed the buckle over this side of the strap now. Until it's where it was before. Now, we're going to take the snap hook. The strap is facing up like this. You're going to feed the snap hook through like so until this is about where it was last time. And then you feed it through the back again, like on the other side. And now you have the complete shoulder holster. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're wearing it now. So now I have the holster with the secondary strap wrapped around my abdomen. You've moved the shoulder pad, side of the shoulder pad to the other side of your neck now. So this strap runs vertically over your shoulder, with the secondary strap wrapping around your back and buckling at the front. Again, with the 1911 in the holster. So that's the basic assembly of the two ways you can put the M7 holster together. Now let's talk about the history of this thing. So, now that we have put our M7 holster together, let's talk a little bit about the history of the M7. And to discuss the history of the M7, we need to go back to the shoulder holster that it replaced, the M3. The M3 shoulder holster was introduced in 1942 and was issued predominantly to armor crewmen, but it also saw use with aviators, officers, and anybody who could get their hands on it that wanted something a little bit different than a standard hip holster like the original M1916 holster that you see so commonly throughout World War II and then onward well into the Cold War. The earliest examples of the M7 can be found dated to 1944. However, there's an extremely small number that are dated 1944. The majority of the early ones are going to be 45 or 1945 dated. Originally, they would have been the brown leather like you see with World War II leather gear. This would change around 1956 and 1957, wherein years after that you may be able to find older holsters that have been dyed black retroactively. That originally started off life as brown. Let me get this out of the way. The part number on all of these M7 holsters is 7791527. That applies to both M7s and M7/M9s. At least if we're going up based off of the sample size of the 4 holsters that I own. Speaking of which, I own 4. 2 are original M7s. One of the original M7s is a KPM. Another is made by Bolin Leather Products. And then this is one of my M7/M9s, both of which that I have were made by Adirondack Leather. The M7/M9, I tried to look and see if there was any dimensional differences between the M7 and the M7/M9 like this one here. It doesn't appear so, but as far as I could tell, it was introduced alongside the M9 pistol as those started entering service. I couldn't find, as I said, I couldn't find any dimensional differences as to why this one, they couldn't have just continued making the M7, but for whatever reason you have an M7/M9. It's a pretty universal holster though, and a lot of similar 9mm service pistols of this size fit into these holsters pretty well, which is kind of nice if you, and still have some practicality to it if you just want to have a holster you don't have to wear on the hip and you want to walk around, say, your property with. These holsters, at least in the black configuration, you started seeing them during Vietnam. They continued to be seen very commonly with armored vehicle crewmen throughout the Cold War and even into the early years of the Global War on Terror. For what I know, they have been replaced by the shoulder holster kit for the Bianchi UM84 or the M12 holster. However, it would not surprise me at all if these were still in service today, because it probably fits an M17 just fine as well. But that's just a quick overlook of the M7 holster, a cool piece of military surplus gear that goes along with your military surplus weapons. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.